What is up, everybody? We are back with another Super Rare Talk Show episode. Man, last week's fight card, gotta say, was pretty wild, honestly. It was a very fun fight card. I watched it at home with my mom, my stepdad. They all enjoyed it. A lot of good fights, and a very unexpected thing happened. When you look at it in the way that he could have won, it wasn't unexpected, right? Because that's the way that he would have won. But I personally didn't think it was going to happen that way. So, yeah, I'm sure you guys can get what I'm talking about. Let's get straight into it, okay? UFC 292. What a freaking banger of a card. I personally thought I was entertained the whole entire fight card. But yeah, Sean O'Malley versus Aljamain Funkmaster Sterling. What a crazy fight. The first round was pretty close. Not like, it wasn't close, but it wasn't like crazy, right? Like, as you can see here, 20 strikes total, right? Landed for Aljo, only 8 for Sean. But, you know, it kind of looked like that fill out round. Let me see what this person's going to do, all that kind of stuff, right? So anyways, was a weird first round. Aljamain actually went in for a takedown and didn't get it. And I was kind of like, okay. Who knows? I mean, like, I've said it before, like, in another video, like, usually, like, I think I was talking about for this one, right? You're tall. It's harder to take you down if you're a lot shorter, right? And I think that might have played a factor in this one. Because I was very surprised that takedown that he couldn't get him down, especially when Sean O'Malley talks about how he was injured with his rib and he couldn't even wrestle for like 6 weeks or whatever like that. So kudos to him. Second round comes around. Obviously, we know what happens. O'Malley landed a lot, or came out smart. They showed it in the back right, him practicing that step back cross. The way he's able to twitch his shoulder so fast and throw it. He doesn't wind it up. He has his hand in position, and he twitches his shoulder and just pops it out. I mean, beautiful punch. I mean, there's nothing you can say from that. Like, Sean O'Malley fan or not, like, beautiful punch, beautiful counter. Aljamain came in with a freaking reaching punch, missed. And it's crazy in the slow-mo. You can see Aljo, like, seeing the punch and just close his eyes because he knows it's coming. He wasn't going to be able to get out of the way. And, yeah, I think what also, for O'Malley, too, it looks like he has big old hands. And I think that's another thing that surprises people because when you see him, he doesn't really look like he's not a huge dude, right? He's not all buff or anything like that. Doesn't really look like he'll have, like, crazy punching power. But I think his, he has big old hands. I think that plays a factor. When he lands, it's a lot more circumference on the face, right? I mean, he's so sharp with it. So he's always hitting you, and it's not little, like, peck shots. It's like your whole face is getting touched with his hand. So, yeah, I mean, kudos to Sean. What a crazy win. I did not expect that. I expected Aljo to come in and kind of just out-wrestle him. I was very mistaken. Especially because we did see Aljo try to go for a takedown and it just didn't work. So kudos to Sean for that fight, man. That was cool. There people talking about an early stoppage, even Aljo. I don't think so. I mean, he punched him. Even if he was blocking him or not. I mean, you look at a lot of other fights. I know it's a title fight, but still, it's like, bro, like, even the way that you turned around and went to your back, it didn't look like you were doing it like as if you were about to just go in real quick and get a take. Like, it looked like you were hurt as fuck and you were trying to move any way, shape, or form you could to get out of that, out of not getting hit, but not like improve your position. I think honestly, and people are like, well, let him go out, like. But for why though? Like, why get like fully knocked out? Like he said, he was fully was conscious. He knew what was happening. But I mean, he was taking punches after punch after punch, and this is like, an elite striker who's very accurate. He's just gonna continue to punch you. I mean, who knows? Like, if they would have got up again, Aljo's not 100%. He's gonna go in for another weak shot and get caught and just go out cold. I mean, I don't personally, you don't really need to see that happen. I thought the stoppage was actually fine. Like, really, I thought it was. So, kudos to Sean O'Malley, man. I personally think there should be a rematch. I mean, Aljo gets so much hate, but it's like, bro, like, He did defend the title a lot of times. You know, even after the Yan fight, he came back and beat Yan. He beat TJ. You know, he beat Henry. So, I mean, he should get a title. He should get a rematch, honestly. Like, personal opinion. I mean, the Cheeto fight, whatever. The fight that needs to happen between them, obviously, is Corey Sandhagen. If we want to see Sean O'Malley really tested, Sandhagen is the next best striker in this division, I believe. I personally do. Because I thought Sandhagen beat Yan. And, obviously, I thought, you know, I was going to say I think he's a better striker than O'Malley. I don't know. I think that he could possibly be more technical, but the whole thing with the power, it's just I think O'Malley has more power in his hands, but I do think that what's it called? Corey Sandhagen is a lot more technical, might land more volume. We've seen that he can go 5 rounds. We still haven't even seen O'Malley go 5 rounds, and Corey doesn't really get finished, so it would be interesting to see. Like with Aljo, we've seen him knocked out before, so seeing him get knocked out again is kind of just like, or TKO, like, oh, okay. We've seen, obviously, Sandhagen get choked out, but I've never seen him get knocked out. So, interesting fight. But throughout the rest of the card, we'll go through these ones quick. You know, Zhang Weili versus Amanda Lemos. What happened is what I thought was going to happen. I think I did say Zhang Weili was going to finish her, but, I mean, she just literally dominated her, like, by so much, right? The strike count was crazy. Let's see. 296 total strikes to 29 landed. I mean, there's not much to say. Zhang Weili is just, she's her. She's a beast and one of the greatest MMA fighters right now. Not just like if you go by men's or women's, like she's just so good literally everywhere. It's exciting to see. The fight I want to see her fight is Tatiana Suarez. Let's see that fight next because that's the fight that makes sense. Tatiana Suarez, before she got injured, she should have already had a title fight after that Nina fight. So let her fight. Fight Zhang Weili. Let's see how good Zhang Weili's ground game really is because she kind of did work on Carla, but Tatiana beat Carla. So it's like, let's see what it really be like. Neil Magny versus Ian Machado Gary. I thought Neil was going to take it by just being a veteran, staying on the outside, picking him apart, and then kind of clinching. He took this fight on short notice. I wonder if Machado, I know like the low leg kicks are a thing, but like from the very first low kick, like Neil Magny was just like immediately like in pain. So I'm like, I wonder if he was injured during that. But I mean, if not, I mean, you know, those kicks fucking hurt. So Machado Gary did his thing. I'm not really a fan of Gary, honestly. He's kind of when people come in and I know they have to do their Connor thing, right? Like they have to do their Connor thing, but it's like, bro, you don't have to like literally copy everything. Like when you copy, it gets cheesy and it's just very cheesy. And for me, it's like even Harry's like, people are buying this pay-per-view for me. It's like, bro, not really. I think you think you're a little bit more famous than you actually are. And, yeah. I mean, you're winning good fights. I'm not taking that away from you. But at the end of the day, it's like, sometimes, you know, cockiness can be cool and stuff. But sometimes, like, when he's kind of, like, disrespecting the other fighters, like, in the sense of they're buying this pay-per-view for me, not for the main event. It's like, nah. Pretty sure Sean O'Malley is a way bigger star than you, my guy. And I'm pretty sure you're not that big of a star. Like, you know, you go to his Instagram, you would think the way he's talking, he has like a couple million followers and stuff. He don't. And, you know, it's like, I don't know. I don't mind the cockiness, but it was when he started disrespecting like the main event and stuff. It's like, bro, like, nah, people aren't only buying this pay-per-view for you, dog. Like, they're buying it because Sean O'Malley's fighting. Let's keep it real. I'm not even a huge O'Malley fan, but people are buying that because O'Malley. I wanted to see this fight card because Aljo and O'Malley, not because Ian Machado Gary was fighting a last-minute replacement. Even when you were fighting Jeff Neal, like, no one was like, damn, we got to watch this pay-per-view for that. So, I mean, I know the UFC's obviously trying to push him because they put him almost last on the pay-per-view, but still, like, I don't know. Mario Bautista and Damon Blackshear, I thought Damon won that fight. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of thought Damon clearly won that fight. Yeah, and then Marlon Vera, Pedro Munoz, Chito got the win. Good on him. It was a fun fight. A little back and forth, combos for both of them. They both did good. It was a fun fight. I thought Chito was going to win that fight. Nowadays, like, seeing, O'Malley he's starting to look pretty good. He's starting to look impressive. He's fought in 2 people that are real people, and he's beating them. So, I don't know. That Marlon Vera fight, that rematch, I'm not too sure it goes good for Chito, honestly. It's going to be a striking fight because Chito's obviously, I think, his weaker point of his game is his grappling. So that fight's going to be more stand-up again. I mean, if he can land that kick again, I mean, in that first fight, Sean O'Malley was kind of landing on him pretty good before his leg went out. So that's an interesting rematch. But Sean O'Malley wants to make some quick money for both of them, right? Because Marlon Vera will get probably pay-per-view points for fighting for a pay-per-view. Then do that fight again, do that rematch. They want to do it in December, but really the fight that needs to happen, I personally think is a rematch. I think Aljo does deserve that, even though he gets hate. He's almost like a Tyron Woodley. But the fight that really needs to happen is Corey Sandhagen, Sean O'Malley. That's the fight. I don't ever hear Sean O'Malley talking he talks so much shit. I don't ever talking any shit about Corey Sandhagen. And I think I know why. It's because he knows that, that's the motherfucker fight. Even Song Yadong, bro. Like, he has some pretty tough fights coming up if he can stay champion. So I'm excited. Last fight we'll go over for this main fight before we go to the next one. Chris Weidman, Brad Tavares. I thought Tavares was going to win. I just think, Chris is a little too old, and he wasn't really looking good even before the leg break fight. Brad Tavares is just game, man. He is younger, not by like a whole lot, but he's just really good everywhere. His takedown defense was really good, and we saw that in the fight, right? Like, I don't know Chris didn't get 1 takedown. He tried 8 times, and that was going to be his path to victory, I thought. He did land some big shots, but more technical and cleaner striker is Brad. So, unfortunately, that's what I thought was going to happen. But, yeah, I do think it's now time. Chris said he's going to be back. I don't see him winning a title. I don't know if you guys do, but I think it might be time for him to hang it up, or just give him I hate saying this, but give him an easier fight. So if you want to go out, my light just went out. But if you want him to go out on a win, like, give him an easier fight that is doable and winnable for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, giving him Brad Tavares, I didn't think that was a smart move if the UFC's trying to build him up and bring him back. But kudos to him for taking it, man. But yeah. So anyways. What a fight card. It was an amazing fight card. I'm very excited for the fight tomorrow or tomorrow morning. The only sucky part of it is, like, they start at 2 p.m. tonight or 2 a.m. tonight or tomorrow morning. Because it's in Singapore. But my favorite fighter is fighting. All-time favorite fighter. Doesn't matter. Weight class, whatever. I have a favorite fighter in every weight class. Sometimes 2. There's a lot of fighters, so I can be fans of multiple. But favorite fighters, there's specific fighters that are favorites of mine. And one of them fights this weekend. And that is, our boy, Max Blessed, goddamn Holloway. And he wears super rare stuff. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but he wears our shorts. They look sick. I know he can't wear our gloves because he has a deal with Sanibel, but he does wear our shorts. I remember we hooked him up. Some agent came in from a commercial, came in trying to get some shorts from us to use for a commercial he did. I guess they just couldn't use them because we had too much like logo showing or something like that. I don't know. They weren't too plain. But we don't do that plain. We only make cool stuff. We ain't trying to do plain stuff. What the hell? And, but anyways, shout out my boy Max, bro. I don't know if you've followed me personally or whatever, but I've been a huge fan of Max for a very long time. I actually even played Warzone with him back in the day, which was sick. But that's my guy, bro. And I think he should, obviously, the Volk fight, I think he did win the second Volk fight. First and third fight, he did lose, okay? But aside from Volk, man, find me a better featherweight. They've been trying to get him. Even the guy that just fought for the title, Yair, couldn't get past Holloway. He had to go and fight somebody else to get his title shot. Arnold Allen, who's a monster, they try to get him to get a title shot. So they're like, hey, fight our boy Max Holloway. Max Holloway beat him. He beat Calvin Kattar. I mean, he's so good literally everywhere. And this is why Max Holloway is going to destroy the Korean Zombie. No, this is MMA. Anything can always happen. Korean Zombie has some power, and he could strike. He's a good counter striker. And, people always like to talk about Father of Time. Is Max taking too much damage? La. I just haven't seen it. If I was seeing Max get rocked, not just rocked, but rocked, then I'd be like, okay, this is a more dangerous fight. They're always all dangerous. But for Chang Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie, I don't know, on here it says Chang Sung Jung, but I thought he legally changed the name to Korean Zombie. I think even on the poster it says the Korean Zombie. I don't think he's going to try and grapple Max. And I just think, like, striking-wise, I just don't have any. Chang Sung Jung isn't a better striker. So I really hope, because I know Max I know he has power. I just think he's so smart, right? He's a volume guy. He likes to throw and piece people up. But this Korean Zombie is talking all that trash, talking about he has no knockout power and stuff. Man, I hope, especially, everything going on with Max in his home state, Hawaii. It was crazy, bro. Watching Max cry, bro. I was like, why am I about to cry, dog? Because it's my dude, bro. I was like, why am I feeling like I'm about to cry? I'm watching my boy, like, sad, right? Like, that shit over in Hawaii is crazy, right? But he has that. That could go two ways, right? It could be a lot for him where he might lose some focus and it might just throw him off a bit. But also, he might be coming in even more dangerous. And, bro, Max is already the best, bro. Aside from Volk, obviously. But, I mean, like, I know this is like a legacy fight for Chang Sung Jun, and Max was blessing him, saying, like, no pun intended. He hadn't fought him yet. So he's like, you know what, I'll fight him. But, man, if you can tell me how... I mean, if the Korean Zombie beats Max Holloway, kudos to you. If he catches him and knocks him out, because that's the only way he wins this fight, kudos to him. Will I be sad? Yes. Will I maybe cry? Maybe. But does it happen? I don't think so. And if you want to try and convince me that it can, I mean, obviously it can, right? It's MMA, but if it's going to happen, be my guest. But I mean, you couldn't tell me anything to make me sway my decision on this fight. I think we see either a total destruction of the Korean Zombie for 5 rounds, and Max just literally just beats him for 5 rounds, or Max is gonna TKO him like he did Pettis. Or he might even finish him, because I think he's coming in with some extra already. But then Chang Sung Jung talking about he got no power. I'm like, all right, let me show him that Hawaiian power, my guy. Let's see what's good. Let's see what's popping. You know what I'm saying? But that's the main fight I mean, obviously, he's my favorite fighter. So, I mean, that's the only fight that really matters to me on this card. There is other good fights. Anthony Smith, Ryan Spann. This is a rematch. Ryan Spann the first time was like, he about to respect me, la, 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 la. And Anthony Smith's like, oh, yeah, respect this. And then, like, beat him up, dropped him, and then choked him out, and then got up. He's like, where's my respect? Where's my respect? I don't know if y'all saw that, the first fight. So, it's an interesting rematch. Ryan Spann has looked like he's improved since then. Ryan Spann, obviously, he's a knockout artist. I think he does have some submissions on him, but he did lose his last fight. He lost by submission, and obviously, if you watch the first Anthony Smith fight, that's a way to beat him. But he did knock out Reyes. He did knock out he submitted Kutalaba. That's what I wanted to say. He does have submissions, because I remember he just submitted somebody, right? Anthony Smith, he lost to Johnny Walker. It was a decision. That one was kind of weird, because he was all talking about, like, you, like, stole from my family or something like that. And then Johnny Walker's like, huh? What are you talking about? Then he also lost to Ankalaev. So he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Ryan Spann's on a 1. this is literally a coin toss fight because, like, it's like Ryan Spann has improved and he can always knock everybody out, right? But he gets submitted. Anthony Smith, very good submission artist. I mean, it can literally just be a replay of the first fight and then Anthony Smith's back on his winning track. Or Ryan Spann knocks him out and gets to move up and get closer to a title fight. What do I think is going to happen? I think it's probably going to be a repeat of the first fight. I think Smith obviously is not going to want to sit there and strike with him. He can. He showed that in the first fight. But, I mean, the easiest way to beat Ryan Spann is just submitting him, and Smith is just so much better than him on the ground. I think we'll see a couple of striking exchanges, and then we will see Anthony Smith win that fight by submission. A couple more fights I want to talk about. Giga Chikadze, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, versus Alex Caceres. Alex Caceres has been around for freaking ever, man. And, you know, he's won some, he's lost some, but he's doing really well. Like, he's having this little resurgence, right? He beat Pineda, he beat Rosa. He did lose to Yusuf, but Sadiq is really good. But he's on a 2-fight winning streak, and these guys aren't bad who he's beaten. The thing with Giga, right? I think this is Giga's first return fight from, seen since Cater, right? And I remember feeling so good about the Cater fight because I was going for Cater, and everybody thought I was crazy. And I was like, yo, Cater's boxing is really good, aside from when he fought Max, right? Because Max is better. But, I mean, when he fought Barboza, he did finish Barboza, but Barboza was catching him a lot, and it was straight up boxing. So when he was fighting Cater, I was like, y'all must have not paid attention in that Barboza fight because he was getting beat up when it was boxing. But then when Barboza wanted to start doing kicks and trying to do, that's when Giga was winning. He was catching him in those exchanges. His kicks were better, So when he was fighting Cater, I'm like, bro, he's fighting a boxer, and boxing, I mean, it's not good. And if Cater can just keep it to where he can stay close enough where he can't let these kicks go, I mean, he did, right? He beat up Giga. So Giga took some time off. That was way over a year ago. My thing with this, they're both good strikers, right? But I think what you're going to see the big difference in Giga is going to be his strength, power, and explosiveness. Alex Caceres is good, but he is not as powerful, I don't believe so, as Giga. He doesn't have that. He just doesn't have, that that I see. Like, Giga puts people out, and he has so much power. He's very technical. His kicks are crazy. His speed, his explosion, and just power. I think you're going to see you're going to see the physical aspect of it be a lot different, I personally think. And I think Giga wins that fight, and I think he's going to finish him. Last fight that I really want to talk about, well, shout out to this guy because he has my same last name, Acosta, but Aaron Blanchfield, Talia Santos. This is a big fight in this division. Blanchfield is a beast. I've been a fan of Blanchfield when she first came into the UFC. She is a monster in the sense of how good she is, right? She fought Molly McCann and just literally like demolished her. And I believe she fought Andrade on short notice too and submitted her. Like, look at this. Submission. She beat Maverick, which Maverick's really good, but she beat her clear. It wasn't like the Macy Barber fight where Maverick fought Macy Barber and it was a robbery. She's good. She's so good. Her ground game is just so elite compared to all these fighters. And I know Talia, like, a big thing for her, she was very strong when she fought Valentina and was able to take her down, but I think Blanchfield's different. That's her bread and butter. She's strong. Man, so I'm excited for this one because I believe whoever wins this fight fights for the title next. Because even if Valentina wins the title again, the rematch with Talia Santos, people want to see it because a lot of people thought she won. If Erin wins against her of Valentina, it's very interesting because obviously we saw like the grappling, right? The submission that Valentina just lost to might be an Achilles heel. And Erin Blanchfield is very good at that. And even her striking is really good. And then if she fights Grasso, striking, they're both to their grappling, so it'll be a very fun fight. But yeah, I'm excited for that fight. Other than that, fight card's good. I mean, I'm gonna try and get up at 2. Watch the fights. But I don't know if I'm gonna. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. I think the main card starts at like 5 a.m. or something like that. So who knows, dog? But anyways, good fight card. Thank you guys for coming, joining. Please comment below. Tell me who you think's gonna win. And if you think I'm crazy, dude, like if I'm crazy, I'm crazy. But I don't think I'm crazy. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. Anyways, please like, comment, subscribe. Help us build this channel. And we'll see you on the next one. We out.